Everybody please welcome Joe White.
All right. Keep it going. Going for Brandon. Telling some triple jokes. Look at that. They finally have a mic stand my size and nobody's using it. Shit. Okay. As you can tell, I set high goals for myself. Stand-up comedy, right? Yeah. When I first started doing this, my daughter said, "Dad, whatever you do, don't call it stand-up comedy. Because if you suck at the first part, they're not going to stick around to see if you're funny." Okay. Let's see. Shit, I haven't been feeling too good since I booked this gig, but I'm not one to cancel. I wasn't going to pull out. My pull-out game's never been good, right? That's the daughter, I guess. I thought I was going to be the first one up. The one that warms the crowd up, which is kind of like the fluffer on a porno, right? Or on a nude scene, but I wasn't, man. You guys got fluffed hard. That was awesome. Those two bring some energy. Me, I gotta muster up some more of that energy. I'm on too many drugs. It's hard to be that energetic. So many drugs, I had to bring notes up for myself. Keep checking where I'm at. I got a picture of myself here. Somebody gave me shit the other day. They're like, "Why is he eating an ice cream cone?" Shut up. I'm gonna dignify that. All right, this is the point where I have to gauge the audience, what kind of audience I have here. Find out if you're the kind of audience that would laugh if you saw somebody walking down the road and they trip. Are you that kind of audience? Make some noise if you are. Okay. Good. Now, if you're the kind of audience that would laugh if you saw somebody riding their bike down the trail and kind of fall over like our president did not too long ago, make some noise then. Yeah? All right. So then let me ask, are you the kind of crowd that would laugh if you saw someone, I don't know, fall out of their wheelchair? Oh my God, there was some pearl clutching over here. That usually divides the room, but that's the kind of stories I got to tell. All right, so the first one, I'm at dinner at my brother's house, and we had some drinks with dinner, right? And then everybody goes out onto the porch to smoke. And my brother goes, "You want to come out on the porch?" And I was like, "I guess." I quit smoking, but he's like, "Okay, you can stay in the house." What? All right, so I go out on the porch, and what do you do? What does a former smoker do when he goes out on the porch and there's smokers? Everybody? Well, he smokes, of course. So I say, "All right, Sean, let me bum a cigarette." And he goes, "Okay." And he gives me the cigarette, and I put it in my hand, and I'm like this, and he goes to light it for me, and the flame was bright, so I shut my eyes. And the next thing I know, the ground hits me in the face. And I'm laying on the ground. I flip over and I say, "What happened?" And Sean goes, "What happened?" I said, "I'm on the ground. You tell me what happened." And he goes, "Well, I lit the lighter, and you just started rolling forward. And then you just rolled off." I was like, "You didn't think about trying to stop me?" He goes, "Well, honestly, I thought you were fucking with me, Joe." And in his defense, I'm the kind of guy that would fuck with him like that. That's me. Oh, it just took a little too far. What I need to do is find friends that will stop me to make sure that I'm not fucking with him. I fell off. I rolled off that porch. They didn't have like a strip here or anything like this place does. I rolled off the porch, and with my elbow bent like this, and I dislocated my shoulder. Do you believe I rolled around in circles for 3 months while that thing healed? The other instance that I'm fond of talking about was, okay, I don't know if any of you have like kind of lazy days where you don't really want to get all the way dressed. I have those days, so I just dress the top half and I throw the towel over the bottom half, I call them my Pooh Bear days. So I was having a Pooh Bear day. And I realized it was late at night, 11, 12 o'clock, and I was like, "Oh, my phone is in the van. I don't want to get dressed just to go out and get my phone." So I throw a towel over my lap and I chance it. Well, at this point I had a ramp coming out the front door. It was a wooden ramp. It was a little bit janky. It had moved off the edge of the sidewalk. So when I came down that ramp, my front wheel hit the mud and the chair stopped.
No.
I didn't, because a body in motion stays in motion. I took off like Superman out of the chair, right? And I landed, shit you not, 6 feet away from the chair, rolled over in the wet grass with my legs spread to glory to the almighty porch light, just with the dangly bits being glared at. And I went, shit, what am I gonna do now? So I sat up, I looked around and I thought, well, maybe I can't call anybody. My phone is in the van. Okay, so I proceeded to just scoot. And I'd scoot. I just kept scoot a little bit more. I said, scoot. Eventually I'll get there, scoot. And then I see out of the corner of my eye, headlights coming down the road. I didn't know what to do, because I'm in a situation. Do I ask for help? I froze like a deer in headlights. I was just like, now I know why they do it. And the car, because they're naked in the woods, so they're trying to cross the street, they're naked, so they don't know what to do, so they just freeze. Try not to be noticed. And this car, my neighbor, just drives right on by. Now, one of two things happened. Either they saw a wheelchair in the yard with the guy frozen in the grass and just said, I ain't fucking with that. Or they didn't see me at all. I don't know. Maybe I should get better neighbors too, just like I should get better friends. Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure if you were the kind of crowd that would come along with me. I appreciate that. How many of you have used a wheelchair at one point or another, or know someone who has? Make some noise. I can't hear your hand. And I know that you all have, because you all tell me every time you see me. I was in a wheelchair once for a week. Oh my God, it sucks. Oh, my grandma used a wheelchair for a month the other last year. It was so inconvenient. You think? You're in good company. I understand that. I'm not trying to demean your experience at all, but I got almost 21 years going on in this thing. I had my 21st chairversary will be in July, 10th of July here. Other stupid things that people say to me. No speeding. And they always say it like it's the most original thing they've ever thought of. Oh. Or how about this?
Nice to meet you.
Boy, I wish I had one of those. Cool. I wish I had 2 working legs. You want to switch? Speaking of things that people say, so since the advent of this chair into my life, I've gotten a lot of questions I didn't used to have. Well, first off, I consider myself a wheelchair user. Okay, I am not wheelchair bound because I'm in it. You know, if I was homeward bound, I'm not bound to it. I'm always in it, or it's right next to me. I'm also not bound, although I wouldn't mind trying it if some of you are into it.
Oh.
I've never gone that way. Look, I got an O from the guy that likes to put his left leg on. Let's see, what else? I also am not confined, because they let me out. They do, believe it or not, I'm allowed to get out of this thing. So people often will come up to me and they'll say, do you mind if I ask you why you're in the wheelchair? I say, well, sure. Because my clothes would get really dirty if I had to drag myself around everywhere I go. They say, no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. How did you get in your wheelchair? I pulled it really close to the bed. I just did like a lateral slide. Okay. Well, that's not what I'm thinking. That's not what I'm trying to say. Okay, were you born in a wheelchair? I was like, God, no, that would have killed my mom. That would tear a woman up. Just a baby's bad enough. When really... Thank you. When really, what they're asking is, do you have a disability? If so, what? Or how'd that happen? And the truth is, I thought it'd be fun to ride a mechanical bull at the Porter County Fair in 2003. Yeah, fuck is right. You nailed it. So I got on. I wanted to try it for the longest time. The first year that I went, my daughter was with me, and I thought, my parenting brain kicked in and said, don't set your 4-year-old daughter on a bale of hay when you ride a mechanical bull. So the next year I was with my brother, and I said, I really wanted to try this. I'm going to try this. I wanted last year, and he goes, well, okay, well, don't hurt yourself. And I was like, I'll be fine. So I got on, and the guy threw me off. And then I got back on, and the guy threw me off. And then I got back on, and the guy threw me off. And I said, this is not fun. I said, I wanted to learn. Like, I thought it would be like have you seen that 70s John Travolta movie, Urban Cowboy? Okay. Yeah, just me. All right. Well, I wanted to be a suburban cowboy. I thought, I want to learn how to do this. It looks like a fun thing to do. And I told him that, and he's like, okay, well, get back on, I'll give you the ride that you wanted. I said, cool. Well, he's like, put your arm up in the air, use your hips. Use your hips. So I'm getting into it, and I'm like, I'm the suburban cowboy. And then he goes, well, I think it's time to crank it up a few notches. And when he did that, the bull went boom and hit me in the back of the head. And then it went boom, and my body going forward got hit in the face. And then I popped up off that bull, and I was in the air for what seemed like forever. I didn't know if I was going to do a flip or land on my face. And I didn't do either. I landed right on the top of my head, going forward, and my nose literally touched my chest. How many? I broke C6 and 7. If you feel the back of your neck, the vertebrae right above your shoulder blades, I would tell my students these stories, and they would be curious about it. And I would say, just feel the back of your neck right above your shoulder, and they participated a lot better than most of you. And bend your head down. That's C6 and 7. I broke one, and I crushed the other. They took a piece of my hip out and put it in to replace it. But can you imagine your nose touching your chest? Oh. I kind of won the broken neck lottery, though, because I can poop, pee, and have sex all on my own. Although, if I'm doing it on my own, I appreciate that. There will be a sign-up sheet by the door on your way out. Although if I'm doing it on my own, it's probably not called sex. Yeah, so aside from the sex part, I would tell my students that, because they would all be curious. They'd guess, why are you in a wheelchair, Mr. White? They go through all those stupid questions, and I would just let them make up scenarios, and you wouldn't believe the shit what they came up with was way more adventurous than what actually happened. But I would say, can you imagine your nose touching your chest? And it wasn't until the last year that I taught where one of the female students in the back was like, Mr. White, I can. And I said, you can? And she goes, yeah, watch. I said, oh, don't do that. I kind of like my job. It's teaching, but it's a paycheck, man. I can't imagine. You know, there was, when I first started teaching, one of my mentors was trying to tell me that you gotta touch a kid to teach a kid. And I said, you don't be touching kids. When really, you have to reach a kid to teach a kid, right? You also have to reach a kid to touch a kid. But again, that's frowned upon. Let's refer to my notes again. So, yeah, teaching is actually what got me in stand-up comedy. And it's because I wanted to say so much stuff to 8th graders. I shouldn't say to 8th graders. Case in point. So I had a no phones rule in Mr. White's 8th grade science class. And unfortunately, I forgot to turn my ringer off one day. So I'm up there teaching, and the phone starts ringing, and I turn on the ringer the best I could. And all I hear is, ooh, Mr. White. Mr. White, somebody's calling you. You're going to turn your phone off, Mr. White. Ooh, Mr. White. Who's calling you? Who's calling you, Mr. White? And I'm just trying to teach. Mr. White, where's your hose, Mr. White? Mr. White. Your hose be calling you, Mr. White? What popped in my head was, I got hose. Hey, Brandon, help me out with that. I got hose. Different area codes. But area codes. Hose. Anyway, but instead, what came out was, ain't none of your moms got my number, so just let's knock it off. And then I felt bad. And I said, I'm sorry, but I feel bad about that. Can I ask who actually said that so I can apologize? And the one kid said, yes, I did, Mr. White. And I said, oh shit. That kid's mom happened to die that summer before. It was okay. We bonded. I got a dead mom, he's got a dead mom. We were able to bond over that. We're all part of the Dead Mom Club now. Now we can make people bad by saying your mom, and when they say your mom, we go, my mom's dead. They go, but it was a valid lesson to learn. Let's see, such a kid. All right, Mr. White's toes. Oh, well, yeah. So it was great that Brandon noticed that the twins were here, because the last time I was here, we had twins here. It was that set. And then another set, would you believe it? Twins. 2 sets of twins. It was like a fucking double make commercial in this joint. And I took a picture of her taking a picture of the 2 sets of twins. I love eavesdropping. It's one of my favorite quiet things to do. So I just sat back and I listened to this conversation unfold. And the one twin set was trying to convince this twin set that they should go to a twin convention. A twinvention, if you will. A twin convention. I didn't know that those were things. Twin convention. I guess there's a convention for most everything. And they were so adamant, you gotta go to this twin convention. It's so great. It reminded me of anytime I run into a person, like another wheelchair user that's into something or into a sport, they try to get you to be in that sport. My buddy Ben's like, dude, you should play wheelchair basketball. Wheelchair basketball's the shit. And it was good for him. It made him stronger. It gives you some camaraderie. You learn a lot from people. But, you know, honestly, if I didn't like basketball before the chair, do you really think the chair is going to make basketball that much better? Yeah, I don't think so. So, anyway, the twin convention. So they're trying to convince them to go to the twin convention. Oh, we make a whole thing out of it. We go to what's the Cedar Rapids? What's the place in Ohio? The Cedar Point, thank you very much. We go to Cedar Point, and I'm wondering how many other twins are at Cedar Point before this twinvention. Like, are the Cedar Point people, oh shit. We're in a twin world now. And then when we get to this twinvention, I know that one of the things that you do at a convention, everybody's looking for the hookup. Right? So Brandon kind of alluded to this. The hookup. Twins. Hooking up with twins. Okay. that's I wrote a couple of terms down here. So a twinvention, we're for the hookups. Now twins hook up with twins, and then they get together in one quadruplet or whatever. Would that be a torgy? No, that's just putting those two words together. It'd be a torgy. I was trying to figure out if you can think of a name for that. Write it down and give it to me later. But if you can get the two girl twins to kiss, would that be twincest? And then Krista got it. It just took her a while. That's awesome. I love my friend.
It was what he said.
And then, do they like conjoined twins in this game?
Yes.
Oh, I got an O and a side glance over in the corner. Ooh, a second. Are you prejudiced against the conjoined twins? Because they need to have fun too. I heard those two got married, or one of them got married. One of them got married recently, and my sister was telling me about it. And she's like, "Oh, don't talk about conjoined twins." And then, if there are conjoined twins, do they do paper, rock, scissors to see who gets the floppy one? Oh, come on, there's got to be a fair way to see who gets the floppy one. It's okay, I can make these jokes. I'm also disabled. You're going to hell for laughing at them. But, okay, I thought the twin-cest stuff would go over a little bit better. Maybe I gotta go to the twinvention and do this shit. I'll hook up with my own twins and see if I can get some twin-cest happening. Alright, I'll end on my R. Kelly my R. Kelly joke. Clap if you're a fan of R. Kelly still. The one black guy. Were you making some noise if you were ever a fan of R. Kelly? Okay, we got a little bit going on. Cool. So it's the skinny stuff that turned you off, man. I guess you don't listen to Michael Jackson anymore either. Anyway, I got a theory that one day R. Kelly, when he was a little R. Kelly, he made a wish, and he wrote this wish down on a piece of paper, and he tied it to a balloon, and he set it off to the sky, hoping that it would be answered. And on that card it said, "I wish to be the greatest rapper of all time." He just didn't spell too good.
Oh no.
Oh, come on, that was funny. That or you didn't pass English class, one or the other. And then Pete Diddler got in on that too. Pete Diddler, you know, and trying to join Epstein's Island, but you know, they just wanted to find a way to connect with the kids through music, I guess. All right, hey, that's all I got for you. Enjoy the rest of your night. Keep it up for the next comedians we got coming up. Things like a wheelchair snare trap up here.
How about it for Joe White?